Cancer, hello, Amanda here. Welcome to the Unseen Hands Collective. This is going to be your December shapeshift. We're looking at the shape you're shifting out of this month, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shapeshift looks and feels like. Cancer, the sense that's coming to me, it's less of an image and more of a sensation of aloneness. I just like the word alone itself is what I see, and I see it amplified really, really big. And I'm feeling just a lot of questions popping up around it. Like, what is your relationship to aloneness? What does it mean for you? You know, does it bring up connotations of autonomy, independence, self-sufficiency? Does it bring up loneliness? Does it bring up, and like what kind of narratives do you carry around the energy of aloneness? Is there an idea that like, I have to do everything myself, or I will always be alone, or I'm better off alone, or I shouldn't be alone? Like what are the thoughts and feelings that come up basically when I ask you about your sense of aloneness and your history with aloneness and your relationship to aloneness right now, which feels like a pretty prescient thing to be asking in the face of COVID and what looks to be, at the time of this recording in November, another shutdown, where people may be going back into isolation, even especially with the holidays approaching. Because if there is an image that's coming to me for you around aloneness, it is this image of you decorating the inside of your house for a holiday, like by yourself. Okay. Cancer, we are using the Fifth Spirit Tarot, this new deck by Charlie Claire Burgess. I'm really excited to get to know this deck along with you here in these December shifts. So this is interesting, this idea of aloneness going into the cards that we're seeing here. Your shapeshift is from the Two of Wands into the Emperor. And this particular Two of Wands is really different from a lot of other artwork in other decks that I've seen. It feels very High Priestess to me. And if you know the tarot, that's an energy of very deep, intuitive, mysterious seeking. It is, it feels deconstructed to me because and it feels like, I'm just looking at the way this candle it has a long wick, and to me, it would burn sort of cyclically in this longer, slow burn sort of a process. And it seems that you have yet to light the match and start this process, whatever it is. The Two of Wands typically talks about making a strong choice, stepping through a doorway, which may be like, may ask you to make a bold move towards something entirely new, which is absolutely in the cards. I'll show you in a second. And that is the energy of the Emperor as the shape you're shifting into, because the Emperor sees a much larger vision, which is part of the Two of Wands. It's like looking forward and realizing you've got to make a really strong choice if you're going to fulfill this future vision that you have. And then the Emperor is the one that takes that kind of bold action, that draws up the blueprints, puts the plans in motion, turns the gears. And so it's like you are becoming the Emperor. You are embodying this energy of boldness, and it feels like you are doing it yourself. Like I'm feeling that really strongly. I think others can see you do this, but it's not about them. This is really about you, which is an interesting thought when we factor in this idea of aloneness. But this whole process of kicking something really big off in your life starts with a very internal choice. that is made. That's why I'm feeling this priestess energy, and that's why I'm feeling like the wick, the candle burning all the way down. And it's like, it's this sense that once you light the match, light the candle, and the candle burns all the way down, then you begin. That's interesting. Here's what your shapeshift looks and feels like. And by the way, this feels like a singular experience. This feels like you alone in your room, setting up the candle before you and like setting this plan in motion. Alone. Okay. Here's what your shapeshift looks and feels like. It's judgment, it's justice, and it's the magician. Can we talk about how you've got the Two of Wands, which is the gateway, the choice point, the moment of choice that sets all four major arcana energies. Major arcana in the tarot, this is an energy of a larger archetypal change, a larger archetypal force that is at work in your life right now, and you've got four of them showing up. So whatever this like very quiet, strong choice that is made inside of you, oh man, it looks like it's gonna change everything. It's really cool. And it's really I think introducing you to a sense of internal strength and power that you have not yet tapped. And maybe this aloneness and this time of isolation is actually helping you tap into that. But here we have the Judgment, which is an awakening. It's a really, really deep awakening energy. You know, we're seeing like souls rising up, this trumpet sounding, which is giving me, you know, especially along with justice. And then we see this person holding the sword of truth, walking through the halls of the courts to bring balance to something that was imbalanced, to right a wrong, perhaps. And I think for you, Cancer, this is, I think, absolutely going to manifest externally, because then we have the Magician, which is realizing you as yourself, as a singular entity, you have all of the tools you need to make this happen quite physically, whatever this is for you, to have a very tangible effect and set these gears in motion to create change and take action. I mean, this is completely an action-oriented moment. And all of these majors are guides that I would say are here to guide you into action. And that's what's been on the channel for you for a good long time now, is taking action and your relationship to taking action and what that means for you to express yourself and express your action-taking, action-oriented, bold moves side of you. And I mean, with these four majors here, if it ain't happening in December, I don't know when it's happening. This is major. I mean, here, this Justice character really feels like you. It's the center of the whole spread, and it just feels like it's time. It's time for you to speak your truth. It's time for you to carry your truth out loud, proud. It also feels like it's you are taking the lead in your life. You are no longer allowing other people's truths to define, or like past versions of your truth to define your current life. I mean, this is just like a completely self-empowered shift. A complete, like, very internal, quiet, solo, personal choice that you are making to step into empowerment and not look back. To step into your truth and never look back. That's really what it feels like. And you know, sometimes the Judgment energy is spoken of as a resurrection, which is why we see these souls like rising up from the dead and ascending. I do think that this is a form of resurrection for you, of like, you know, we go through experiences that kind of dampen us sometimes in life. and we realize that's been happening over time, and it's almost like it's been happening under our noses, and then we go, wait a second. Where was the confident version of me? Where was that version of me that took risks and wasn't afraid, and I was so bold back then? It's almost like you returning to that version of yourself. That version of yourself is rising up and never looking back. And then it's like, okay, let's make magic. Let's get down to work. And let's do all of the actual physical, tangible, practical things that need to happen to get it done, to get things going, to totally change the game. This is exciting, Cancer. Okay, I'm going to dig into this reading deeper now. If this is resonating with you and you'd like to join me for the extended, I'm going to pull other cards from other decks and see if we can get some more specific juice out of this. So if you'd like to join me for that, go to unseenhandscollective.com. The link is in the description box below. You can access the extended reading in the shop, along with the astrology scopes and guidebooks for your sign for this December shift. You can also access these through our monthly memberships. So head on over there to the collective, check it out, see what we got going on. Thanks for being here, Cancer. No more worries, fears, anxieties, insecurities, mental cycles that just like keep you cycling in fear and worry and upset and stasis. Like, this is the kind of fear that would keep you up at night and also kind of keep you in almost like analysis paralysis. It's just like, that's in reverse. No more. You're done. It's like you're done with cycles of fear, and it's time to just move with truth. Knight of Swords. Knights are movement, swords are truth. You are moving from truth. You are moving with truth. And I think you're moving quite quickly, because the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving energy in the deck. You're just like, let's go. Change is here and I'm the agent of it. If I could sum this reading up, I would say that phrase and stop. I could stop right here and there, because that's this reading. Change is here and I am the agent of it.